Hi, this is Danny Ibar from MyMark. Today, Tyrell Gray asks us, are you social media challenged? Remember that kid from high school? You know, the one who really didn't know how to socialize with others? He may have been homeschooled or secluded for the first 16 years of his or her life and as a result was socially challenged. You know what I mean? They would make inappropriate comments, add irrelevant content to a conversation, or just try to impress you with how smart they were by using grammar most people in college would not understand, let alone a bunch of high school kids. We often refer to these types of people as socially challenged. The question I have for you is, are you socially challenged in your social media marketing? The main reason that people become socially challenged is that they did not have a chance to experiment and see what social aspects are acceptable and which are not, what actions gained friends and what actions gained enemies, what actions got praised and which got ridiculed. Frankly, how to not only be social, but be socially acceptable. The problem I continue to see is with the advent of the social media age and the potential power of social media, people are jumping in without understanding the rules of the playground and have thus become social media challenged in an arena that focuses on being socially acceptable. The following is a short list to help you be more social. Think of this as the beginner's guide to being social. 1. Be social. It is important that you are not only posting content about whatever your subject matter is, but that you are also reading and commenting on others' content. There are some obvious reasons to do this, such as building links back to your site, but it is even more important that you are being social. The most important thing to remember here is that you are reading the content. Your goal should be to try and understand what the blogger is saying, then make a thoughtful and intelligent comment. Whether you agree or disagree, make sure that you add to the conversation. For example, let's say you are commenting on this blog. Good job, love the content, keep it coming. This is a terrible comment. It is idle praise that you save for your dog. Don't do it on blog comments. Fantastic analysis of the internal propagation for insightful analysis of verbal and written interaction in a cacophony of media. What? Are you serious? Quit trying to impress us with how smart you are. You have offended most of the readers, and all you have proven is that you are socially challenged. I agree that it is important to make comments on others' content, but remember that you need to make comments on content that is relevant to you and what you do. It doesn't do any good to comment on a blog about bikinis if you're trying to sell stoves. Great comment, although I don't necessarily agree. It is an intelligent comment that adds to the conversation. Hopefully, you're starting to get the picture of what is acceptable and what is not. Remember, we really are trying to be social. We want to learn from others' comments and that hopefully add to the conversation and get people interested in what we do and what we think. We're really looking for friends, and the more friends you have, the easier it will be to be social. 2. Write your own content about another person. No, I'm not talking about plagiarism. I'm talking about the biggest form of flattery. That's right. If you read something that really made sense to you, share it with others. People who are taking the time to put content on the internet are excited to know that somebody read it, commented, and then shared it with others. Just make sure that you're giving credit where the credit is due. Think about it from a social aspect. When people are talking, they always say, well, so-and-so said. I heard so-and-so say. Did you hear that so-and-so thinks? This not only adds credibility to your conversation, but also gets the original person interested in what you are saying. 3. Don't push people down the slide. There are a lot of people who write content that may not have completely thought it out. I'm guilty of this more than once a week. But it does not help the situation if you are the bully at the top of the playground pushing everyone down the slide. Not only is this not socially acceptable, it's just mean. Remember, nobody likes the bully, but most people like the guy or gal who has an opinion and is willing to help others. In a meeting several years ago, one of my young loan officers was supposed to be giving a lesson on the real estate purchase contract, or REPC. The young man had obviously not prepared for the presentation, and when he stood up and told us that he would be teaching about the REPC, he turned to the whiteboard and wrote in large block print RUPC. Most of the veteran loan officer started giggling at this obvious spelling faux pas, but one loan officer quickly commented, "Sorry, James, I told you the wrong spelling. It is actually REPC, which is a short abbreviation for Real Estate Purchase Contract." It was obvious to all of us that the senior loan officer had not said anything to James, but he set the mood for a respectful conversation and diverted the ridicule from a young loan officer to one whom no one would ridicule. 4. Become the expert. In a world of social media, there are thousands of pieces of content written daily, but only a handful of people are commenting. A recent study suggested that all of the comments that are being written, 90% of them are written by the same 10% of people. Not only will you be learning how to be social, frankly, the more you do it, the better you will get at it, but you will soon be recognized as an expert in your field. You need to set down some specific times of day to make sure that you're researching for new content and posting comments on the content that is relevant to you and your product or service. Start by looking for the most influential people in your area, but don't forget to keep looking for new and fresh content. 5. Invite a friend over. One of the first things we learned as young people is that you can learn a lot from a person if you invite them over to play or have dinner. You can do the same thing for your blog and content. Not only does it help you to establish better relationships and really be social, but it also exposes your content to a larger audience. By having a guest blogger, you do not only expose your product or services to your clients, but also the guest blogger's clients as well. At the end of the day, you need to look at your social media as just that, being social, not trying to sell products or services. People buy from people. They like to know who you are, and the more they know about you and your expertise, the more likely they are not only to buy from you, but to stay with you and refer others to you. This has been Dani Ibar from MyMark on Are You Social Media Challenged?